A lot to get to with the Sunday Roundtable this morning. With us this morning, Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Virginia Buckingham. Thank you both for being here. Let's start with Katherine Clark. What's your biggest takeaway, Marianne?
Well, I thought the whole discussion about Harvard was really interesting, and I think she made her case. She made it well. She walks a line because she has to represent everybody, not just the 5th District. She's talking about everybody in Congress. She's the one who leads all that on the Democratic side, and I thought she did a great job.
But she didn't say whether or not she should be fired or whether or not she should resign. What do you say?
Well, first of all, let's point out the faux moral outrage of Elise Stefanik, who led that questioning. Let's just remember that she supported the coup on January 6th, taking down the government, overthrowing the election, and will do the same thing with Johnson again for our next election. And she is a Harvard alum and brought disgrace upon the institution.
This is not about January 6th. This is about whether Israel has a right to exist and whether genocide against Jews is okay. And to be clear and strong and passionate is what we need from our leaders today.
And Ginny, I'll tee you up here a little bit with this. We were talking during the break. There's been a marked difference in the reaction in Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro, the Democratic governor there, who is a non-voting member of the Penn board by virtue of his position, has essentially said that Liz McGill, the president of Penn, should be fired. The 2 Democratic senators in Pennsylvania have said this is unacceptable. It's kind of been radio silence from Massachusetts state leaders.
It's certainly about these latest comments. It has been. I do think the governor and others have been very clear about their support for Israel, but this is not a time for equivocation from anyone. I have a kid who's on a college campus, not those 3, thank God, but she's had to come home twice because of the anti-Israel sentiment on campus. This is just not right, and it needs to be stopped and called out for what it is, which is pure hate.
I think 2 things. Catherine said people need to speak clearly and with their values. Every one of those college presidents, including Gay, clearly was prepared by a lawyer. They sounded like a lawyer. They answered like a lawyer. That was the wrong answer. She has since cleaned that up, as she should, and made clear that she didn't do a good job. Penn's president did the same thing. MIT's has not. But I think everybody's in agreement that there's freedom of speech, but it comes with consequences, as it should.
Yes or no answer here quickly. Should she lose her job, Dr. Claudine Gay?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley running for a 4th term next year, 2024. As a member of the squad, she's been an opponent of Israel's policies toward Palestinians. She's not faced a serious challenge since being elected. With war between Israel and Hamas, could she or should she be primary, Virginia?
Speaking of a yes or no answer and losing her job, I mean, yes, she should. Her stand so far against Israel is appalling, and I hope she draws a primary, and I hope she gets voted out.
Marianne?
Ayanna beat an incumbent member of Congress. She is one now, but won't be beaten. She could get a primary, but that district, she reflects that district. Just like Jim McGovern, when you look at the 2 most progressive members of this delegation and the districts they have, she would stay in.
Democrats were finally able to pass that supplemental budget last week, including the smiles here. So here we go, including the $250 million for the emergency shelter system. Republicans managed to hold things up, which is why our Democratic analyst, Marianne Marsh, is smiling here. They're claiming a moral victory. How big of a moment was this for the state GOP?
As the song goes, 525,600 minutes in a year, and the GOP had 1. That's all they used. They played Tommy Tuberville. They folded in a minute. That was it. The question is this going to become the norm now? And are Democrats going to use it to pass things late? They got it all done in one day. They passed the House, passed the Senate, and Maura Healey signed it 18 minutes after it hit on her desk. But this is not the way to govern.
Ginny.
It's a reminder of why we need to elect more Republicans, why we need a Republican governor in the corner office so that there's balance. And so we don't get to the situation where the Democrats run everything. They don't do it well. They put our state back into a mess. We've been down this road before. Let's not go back.
I just need to remind Ginny that the Democrats are cleaning up all the messes Charlie Baker left. The tea, couple of hospitals, COVID.
Charlie Baker was a terrible governor. Newsflash.
Well,
I mean, that's ridiculous.
No, I mean,
he was one of the best governors we've ever had, and everyone would agree with that on the street.
He had the best publicity ratings, but when it comes to the things he left, Maura Healey's cleaning up just like Michelle Williams.
Let's talk presidential politics. The 4th GOP debate took place last week down in Alabama. Nikki Haley taking some heat as she tries to emerge as the leading Trump alternative. Iowa, just over a month away, coming up on January 15th. Does Nikki Haley have momentum? Can anybody stop Donald Trump? Ginny.
Probably not, but we're looking at who can be the alternative if lightning strikes or the next time. And she has the momentum. She's delightful and entertaining and smart. And bring it on, fellas. People are going to like her. And I think she brings a lot to the table. Really proud of our field.
Is she walking the line? She seems to be walking the line between not alienating Trump supporters and appealing to those who don't like Donald Trump.
When you straddle a fence, it never ends well, especially in a Republican primary. It's too little too late for Nikki Haley and everybody else. I say it every week. Donald Trump is the nominee. Even if everyone else dropped out, Trump is everyone's second choice, and you cannot close that gap.